is part 2 of 3 interviews that I'm doing with Dr. Lara and Johnny Fernandez, and we are talking about love. We are specifically talking about women entrepreneurs who might think they're too busy for love, and this really is my next question, Dr. Lara and Johnny. Are we just too busy for love? I mean, let's face it, businesses are demanding. We're in the worst economy since, God knows when. Too many kids, pots on the fire. Is it just not easier for us just to remain single? I mean, we were talking about habits earlier. You come home, you've got your routine. You don't have to worry about the seat being left up, or the toothpaste cap not being screwed back on. Is it not just much easier?
Well, first thing I say is it's good to have a routine, and it's really good to have, not have to deal with the toothpaste in the wrong place. The thing is that really what makes your heart sing? Is that really what makes you feel lit up in the morning? Is that really what makes you feel like I'm so thrilled and happy to be alive? Now, there's always more that we believe that there's always more the Spirit wants to express through us and as us, and really it's about love, and so this idea of like the habits and the conditioning and the patterns, all that stuff is so understandable, and whether it's worth it or not to do it, I mean, it's really about making your heart sing, because I know for me, I had professional success, but nothing compares to being with God. Nothing compares. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't continue to have professional success. It's just that that was important, but really I didn't want it at the end of my life to be professional success and alone.
I hear you.
I mean, your business isn't going to keep you alone at night, keep you warm at night.
No, Marilyn Monroe said it. Not even Chanel No. 5 behind the ears can keep you warm at night.
So it really, I want to say something to this. I recently read this really wonderful blog post written by a woman who is a hospice worker who's been, helping dying people transition for over 30 years. And she talked about the different regrets that people on their deathbed have. She's seen it all, right, over 30 years of watching people transition into the next world. And what she says is that it all comes down to love and relationships. Their deepest regrets were that they denied themselves love, that they held back love, and they didn't give love and their relationships a high enough priority in their life. And that's what it all boils down to. So that's why we're here. That's why we do the work that we do, because love and relationships that's the ultimate for all of us. And it's the ultimate, when we're looking back at our life, how much have we loved? How much have we been loved? And that's the question we all get to answer.
That's very interesting that you said that. I know in the other interview we talked about a couple of things. We talked about sort of that preparation work, and I'd love to be able to talk about that a little bit more. I want to go back onto one of the questions that I asked based on I have a mastermind in the morning, on an abundance mastermind. And one of the women, one day she had a share, and I believe she's older, and she had a sort of aha moment. And that's one of the things with this abundance mastermind is that we have aha moments in different aspects of our lives. And she realized that she had been dating younger men, much younger than she had, for a long time. And thinking that, that's what she, I guess, could attract or whatnot. And she woke up one day and she revealed to the group that she felt that after her last relationship that she was really ready for an adult relationship. That she felt that there were so many things in terms of dating a man who was 15, 20 years younger that she was just not able to get. And she felt that for the first time that she was worthy enough to go out there and find the quality men that she always thought that she couldn't have. So I when you talked about sort of that preparation work, that story came to mind. I'd love to talk about that a little bit more, because I'm 100% sure that a lot of people don't think of finding love as something that you have to prepare for, other than, making sure that your hair looks good, the makeup, no lipstick on the teeth. Okay, I'm wearing the right outfit. Am I showing enough cleavage? Okay, I'm ready. So we're talking about another type of preparation.
Ready for something. I don't know if it's
exactly. So I'd love to talk about that work, which I'm sure that a lot of people don't even think about.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that you have this morning mastermind about abundance. And so when something is important to us, one of the things that we do is we start to put some extra attention on it, mm-hmm. and we start to get into community. Now, in our community, in our Love Launch community with the women that we work with, often the women start to do just that. But instead of doing it about abundance, they start doing it about love, because we give them certain mindsets of those that have attracted soulmate love have, and then they affirm that, reaffirm that, declare that, and discuss that. We were just at a wedding of one of our clients who did a course with us, a Love Breakthrough course, just a little over a year ago, and that it's a breakthrough. It's open up your mind to a new possibility for you. And so anyway, so we're at a table of several of the women that she got really close to in the program, and we're all sitting there, and one woman has found her true life purpose and has dated a more extraordinary man who turned out to not be her soulmate, but a more extraordinary man than ever in her life. Another woman has found her dream job and is dating a wonderful man. Another woman is the woman who got married. Another woman is having a better relationship with her children. Why? Why is that happening? Because you start to break through the idea that whatever was in the past is going to hold you back. And you start to get onto the idea that something else is possible. And then critically, instead of just having that awareness, you then have some expert information, some expert guidance, and a community where everybody's moving in the same direction. Because having an awareness, it's just like, it's a great start. It's a critical start. And it's so important. But with just the awareness and then no guidance, it becomes, it's just like you wake up to a new possibility and then you can't do anything with it. You don't have the skills. You don't know what to do with it. And so you feel almost worse at the end because, 6 months, a year, 2 years go by and you're like, I know I want something different, but I'm not seeing anything happen. And so that it becomes more frustrating. But just like we talked about with that mastermind, when you start to really put yourself in a position to take it more seriously, a whole new world opens up. And it affects every area of your life. That's why I share with you why some of the women just had other areas of their life really blossom and transform. And business owners see that pretty dramatically. We have women who are business owners and on stage, and their life just transforms quickly because there's such a direct connection between the work that they do and their internal feeling of, like, one of the things you mentioned is that woman who started to feel like she's worth it. She's ready for that. So when you start to feel that you're worth it, you actually do something about it, and then that transforms into your success and your, with more clients and more business, and it becomes easier, and it becomes a lot more fun.
Interesting, and this is really fascinating information. And the work that you do, does it also help? Because let's face it, with habits, we have that nice little blanket called limiting beliefs. Like all men cheat. There are no good men out there. Or what else? It was my girlfriend. Yeah, it was one of my girlfriends. We were having high tea, and she was like, we were talking about this story. I can't remember. And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's exactly why I don't date, because honestly, all men cheat, and why put yourself through that?" So that's a really big limiting belief. And I remember thinking, well, obviously, if you think that way, you're not going to find a man. And the other limiting belief could be that successful women intimidate successful men, and that perhaps successful men only go for the 23-year-old, I won't say the B word, but the 22-year-old young woman who might be easier to manage. So those are all limiting beliefs. Are those things that you also help your clients with? Because those are really, those are roadblocks to finding love.
Huge. This is what we do. Because let's talk about that for a minute. Those beliefs, all of us have been conditioned by the society, by the media, by the the movies that we watch, the TV shows, that this is how relationships go, and that all men cheat, and that's all that you just find a man, and he's off. He's gonna who knows when, but he's gonna find somebody else younger and prettier, and go for the next newer model, so to speak. And that simply is a reflection of the beliefs that we hold in the society. And so what Johnny and I know, and what we've done in our research, is we see that those beliefs do become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Mm-hmm. And you do want to start to shift them. So how do you shift them? Well, that's the work that we do. That's what we do, is we help women shift those beliefs to more supportive beliefs that will actually empower them to actually be able to have different behaviors so that they can act. Their self-fulfilling prophecy actually becomes a positive.
So by that, Dr. Lara, do you mean that if we are functioning with the belief that all men cheat, or that men are intimidated by successful women, then we go out there and we're going to be attracting men who, cheat, or men who we go on dates with and they find out, oh, really? You've accomplished all that? And, they'll run away. So what you do is you basically help reverse that or heal that and whatnot, so Absolutely. That we can actually go right ahead.
Yeah, I get so excited about this. Yeah, that is, research has shown, psychological research has shown that a self-fulfilling prophecy starts with your beliefs. And so that you just by your very beliefs that you go out and date, you're going to see that reflected back to you. And your beliefs do create your circumstances. So that's why we say, let's get to the core reason why and every woman is a little bit different, okay? Everybody has their different beliefs that are blocking them, but let's unveil those beliefs, reveal them, look at them in the light of day, and let's actually instill some new beliefs and new thoughts. And then you have the support of Johnny and I, who have definitely overcome those beliefs, because we used to believe those things too, and had our own limiting beliefs. But you have a community of like-minded women around you who are helping to support you, and you're supporting them in these new beliefs that you're taking on, and then, watch your circumstances change. It's so cool.
I want to add something else.
Go right ahead.
In shifting and changing those beliefs, there has to be somebody in the room that knows it on a very deep level, that this is possible, that this is real. And that's where a lot of the women say that having us there, you can touch us and hug us and look in our eyes, that's when you really know that this is not just theory. And so, we always say, this may come as a shock, but we're not dating coaches. The goal is not to date more. The goal is not to become an expert dater. The goal is to have love in your life, the true love, the one that you're going to be with forever. And that's a different vibration. That's a different energy. So this is not theory that I've read in a book. This is reality from our life and our many, many clients. We had our oldest client was 76. She had, been married, had children, grandkids, around the world. And she said, I've had a whole bunch of experiences, wonderful experiences in my life, but I've never had what you guys are talking about. And she basically said, I don't have time to waste like a lot of these young women think they have time to waste. So tell me exactly what to do and I'll do it. And she manifested her sweetheart in 6 months. And she said, that's it, I'm off to live the next great chapter of my life. Something like that. I forget what she said.
She's now 80 years old, living with her beloved.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
See, again, that's another limiting belief. We think, whatever. All the men are dead anyways by that age.
Not at
so
all.
That's amazing.
No, and are there guys out there that cheat, that want younger women? Sure. But that's not who you want anyway.
No, exactly.
Right? You be with a man who's a quality man, who's looking for quality women. And I can tell you that there are lots of these men out there.
See, that's amazing. I'm sure that we're breaking news here, that there are quality men out there, because there's men oftentimes, especially when we see on the telly things like, politicians and, twittering parts of their bodies that they shouldn't be. So you start thinking that, oh, that's it. We're doomed. All the good men are taken. They're married. Look, Johnny, he's married. He's good. Good. That's it. No
That's
more.
it.
So that's really exciting that you're talking about that. Another thing that I want to talk about, and I'm trying to keep these interviews not too long so that people can actually watch them from beginning to end. So I want to jump into the last question, and then we're going to jump into the other really interesting conversation, single women and love. But I want to close this one with, when we talked, Johnny, you said something that was shocking to me, and that was that most coaches out there that are helping women find love, or people find love, are often single. And that shocked me because I never actually thought about it. And you asked the question, well, yeah, if you're single, how is that person going to help you find love? If they knew how to find love, they would be in a relationship.
Right.
So that's an interesting thing. I'd love to maybe close with that, because you two, one of the biggest strengths that you have, being a couple, but it's actually that you can show what it is like to go out there and be a very successful woman and be a very successful man and find love.
Sure. Well, in when it comes to any type of coaching or mentoring relationship, there is a trust factor. And in love and relationships, there usually, we both were married and divorced and had, heartache and trust broken and betrayal and all that stuff. And so when that trust is broken in a woman or a man, but we're talking about women here, the trust is even more important in a coaching, mentoring, and guiding relationship. Mm-hmm. So when you're listening to information, getting guidance from someone who it is really, truly just theory. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't read really good things in a book and pass that on, but that's really where it is. It's in the book. It's not in your life. It's not in your cells. It's not in your bones. Mm-hmm. And so what is being passed on is information, but also doubt. Doubt is being passed on because if the person who's reading the book knew it cold, they would have it in their life. That's the bottom line. I saw even one coach who's very popular on TV and stuff, and said the reason I'm still single is because I'm having too much fun in my life. I'm not ready to settle down. So what kind of belief is she saying? She's saying that when you're ready to stop having fun, then go get a relationship. No. So that trust gets broken, and often women don't realize that their trust is being not being honored in that relationship because they are saying, well, this woman is like me. She is, she's single like me, so she understands me. Well, that's true. Do you want someone to just understand you, or do you want someone to help you? That's a huge difference.
That is a huge difference.
He understands because we've been there, but that was years ago, and the goal isn't to stay there. The goal is to be here. I wake up every day, and I'm pinching myself that this is who I get to wake up with for the rest of my life, and our wonderful daughter. Isn't that the goal? Not to pinch her or me, but
or the kid, or the cat that was walking by in the bag. Nobody will get pinched after this interview. Well, you know what? This is really exciting. Again, we're talking about so many things that oftentimes we don't think as a priority as entrepreneurs or career-minded women, out there, woo! And if you wake up one day like the 76-year-old woman and think, okay, tick-tock, tick-tock. And it is exciting to know that, there are quality men out there because, I think a lot of us have that, limiting belief, and that we can actually reverse or break our limiting beliefs. And that, just like everything else in life, Napoleon Hill was one of the first ones who talked about masterminds, that the mastermind can even actually be beneficial in our quest to find love in our lives because we're surrounded by like-minded women or individuals who are on the same quest. And of course, energy attracts, energy, and all of that. So that helps us even more. This is really exciting. I'm learning a lot. So thank you so much, Johnny. And thank you so much, Dr. Lara. And I'm sure that people watching this now must understand that you cannot be too busy for love. If you want love, you actually have to take action. And if they are ready to take action, I'll have a link right below this player, and they can find out how you can help support them in finding the men of quality out there that seems to be all over the place that we've been missing all this time. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.